Hey all, welcome to uh, Sprint 1 for the SSW.AI team. So this is a brand new team. We're going to target a bunch of AI projects, small ones and large projects. So let's jump right into it. So because this is the first sprint, there was no sprint goal from last week. And for timesheets, so it's me, Eddie, Michael, and Willow that were working on AI, SSW.AI related things. So let's jump into some of the dones this week. So the first one is regarding Booking Pro, the migration and the CC client option. So Eddie, do you want to go through those features?
Yep. So we migrated Booking Pro from Python to Node.js to make installation and auto updating work and make it much easier. Um, and this is now deployed to all the account managers. I've sent an email and I'll walk them through it if anyone has issues. And then for the other PBI CCing, previously with Booking Pro, you were only able to add developers to the events. Now you can CC anyone you like, including clients. Even if you don't know their emails, you can just say CC the name of the product owner, for example, and that all works. And that was a feature request from Yuli and Jean. Yep.
Any questions on that before I move on?
Yes. Did you say you had it in Python?
Yeah, that was the initial Booking Pro was written in Python because at the time of writing, the best SDK for MCPs was Fast MCP, which is a Python library, so that's why we chose that. But since then, the Node SDK has matured a lot and now supports all the same features. Because installation's easier, we've migrated.
Cool. Any other questions on the Booking Pro fixes?
No.
No. The next thing, Michael, would you like to go through some of the features you implemented for Kogan Claw?
Yep, for sure. So currently, Kogan Claw is capable of helping you find best meeting slots for whoever you want inside of SSW. So it can pull down people's calendars, and then it uses AI to reason out suggestions for when the best time would be to meet based on your criteria. So, for example, I want to meet with this group of people for 2 hours next week, ideally in the morning. It'll go through their calendars and try to figure out when the best time would be, and it will offer suggestions on who needs to move certain meetings if it deems it more viable. And then obviously the second bit of PBI, the second PBI covered was some feedback from Michaela, who noticed that the cafe that was recommended when you wanted to meet in person, it would just generalized to Sydney and it didn't bother checking where people actually were. So I quickly put in a feature that tries to get the AI to determine where someone is based on their calendar for that day. So, for example, Wixie is on a client work. It could search up the client's name, try to figure out the address from there. If it can't figure that out, it'll default to the office that everyone is at based on SSW people. So for us, it would be at Sydney. For someone like Willow, it would be in China. And then for Wixie, it would be in Newcastle. And then from there, it'll try to propose whether or not it's viable to meet in person. If not, it'll just suggest an online meeting. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is at currently. There are a few more things in the works.
Okay, cool.
All right, so any questions on the Kogan Claw features that were added?
That's excellent.
Cool. And I want to give you some updates on Crystal Ball. So I was doing some onboarding today. There's a site for it up. So the Crystal Ball. Oh. It opened a new tab. Give me 1 second. Oops.
Such a SSW-Crystal. Yeah, cool.
So this is the site. So it contains all the users. So because I've connected to TimePro, I can access people. So I'm going to go to myself, for example. And I can see last week's work. You can see all the completed work items done. You can see all the open work items.
Hold on. Who decided to make this a whole new site?
I did. I was.
Why?
It was either do it with Power BI or try to vibe code something. And I wanted to do a bit of R&D and see if it was worth. See if I could vibe code something like this, and it
Okay.
gave me much better results than what Power BI could have given.
I agree not to do it in Power BI, but I thought that we spoke about putting it into TimePro if it wasn't Power BI.
No, I don't remember that. It was
Because
it was
if
originally
you think about it, this is an employee, and you're looking at their Azure data with their timesheets, right? Their Azure DevOps or GitHub data.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's what TimePro does. It looks at those same data sources. So I think it should be part of the product.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind
We'll
of
have to think about that. I think
Yeah.
in terms of like the amount of time that it would have taken to get to this point, if doing it in TimePro would have been much greater. But I can explore how to integrating
sure.
it.
Oh well, let's get this right to see if it has any useful info first.
Yeah, this is just a POC.
Yep, there's also a done video along with it. So Eddie has created a done video for this. So I can play.
Really? When was that, Eddie?
Yesterday.
Oh, very good. Okay. Have you emailed that to me?
Yes.
Okay.
So cool. Any other questions on this for now? We can
No,
park it to the end.
Can we after this meeting, can we have a look through the video?
Yep.
Cool. That's all for the PBIs. For R&D, so Michael setting up OpenClaw for CoganClaw and SophieClaw. Obviously, it's a relatively new thing, so lots of R&D there. And for Eddie, the Booking Pro MCP engineering, and also the Crystal Ball, the approach in tackling Crystal Ball, as obviously it's a completely new app there. For AI tools, so for Callum, I took the same one that he filled in for the Yakshaver sprint review. So Cursor Background Agent, Claude Code, Yakshaver Desktop. So Eddie mentioned that he uses Claude Code Max with remote control, so that allows him to use Claude Code anywhere he goes, which is quite interesting. With Claude Opus 4.6, Gemini Pro, and Yakshaver. And for Michael, Claude Code Max with Claude Opus 4.6 and Yakshaver. And for myself, Copilot CLI with Claude Sonnet 4.6 and Yakshaver Desktop. But I am hitting the limit, so I need to look to find an alternative solution when I eventually hit it. At this rate, it's
Why is Michael Q not hitting limits?
he's using Claude Code Max.
It's pretty hard to hit that limit.
Okay. So with the Claude Code Max, can you put at the end of those lines $?
Yes.
I can now see. Now I see why. Because Michael's paying for it, Eddie's paying for it, and Callum's paying for it. All right, now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And I'll pass it over to any questions on the AI tools?
I see Michael's not using Yakshaver Desktop. He's using Yakshaver. Is that on purpose, Mike?
Yes. So we haven't set up the Teams template before this inside of the AI repository. So it kind of gave Yakshaver Desktop free reign to create PBIs, and I wanted some consistency because the Teams app has like a template that it follows. But we've set up the template for the AI repository now, so I'll be using the Yakshaver Desktop app moving forward.
Oh, so unless you have the template, it doesn't work as well.
So yeah, what we've done is we've made Yakshiva desktop use a general, not really template per se, but it has certain information that it will include, but the formatting is dependent on the template.
Right. Okay. Let me out.
Cool. Any other questions?
No, all good.
Okay, I'll pass it over to Michael to go through the AI stats.
Yeah, so with the Claude stats, it did a pretty general overview of the duns this sprint. It pretty much just repeated what we covered during the sprint review. So some CTF related things for last week with the AI rules and video that Eddie made. There was a bug fix for Tiger, couple booking pro fixes, Kogan of Claw implementation, and obviously Lewis and Eddie worked on your Data Saturday talk for you, as well as Crispr onboarding for Lewis as well as updating the README and Keeper secrets. And that was pretty much it for the Claude stats as an overview. For Copilot, we had a pretty even spread in terms of speaker minutes. I believe it was roughly even between all three of us, as you can see from the color. And if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that the main issue completed was the Booking Pro migration from Python to Node.js. That is correct, but it lacks a bit of context because our AI team as a whole, we do a lot of other things. So it only caught the little bit of Booking Pro thing that was done.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much the AI summary for our retro.
Cool. So for the sprint retro, as this is the first sprint, we don't have a huge amount to comment on, but generally we're all excited to be working in this team. And I think we're all working together pretty well, which is nice. And from Michael, we've got some good updates on Booking Pro, no longer requiring manual updates, which is pretty painful. And Lewis generally thinks there's great contributions from the team. In terms of what didn't go so well was the fact that we're sort of focusing on lots of different projects at the same time. There's lots of moving parts. I think there's a bit of uncertainty into what work we're doing from day to day. Michael commented how he went from not doing CTF to Stu possibly coming in, so he's a bit confused. For me, I still haven't done digesting the fat, but I've been working on it quietly in the background, and good things take time, and I want to make it, I want to make it work very well before I do any videos on it. And then again, Lewis is overwhelmed with a number of projects, but yeah, we'll figure out a good process of making it work. And that was sort of my suggestion is we'll set up some GitHub agentic workflows to handle the backlog.
I might just add, if you are having the sprint review today, you will want to get feedback on what you've done. So if you have already done a video, I think it's important, Eddie, to call up as soon as you've done that video and uploaded it, call up and get some quick feedback so you know what will be on the next sprint planning.
Off of the crystal ball done video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think you think that's done, and I'm not even aware that you've done your own brand new site.
Yeah, no, I knew you were busy today. I was planning on just showing you tomorrow when I'm in the office as well.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Cool. Any other questions on the sprint retro?
No, all good.
All good. Then let's head on to the planning. So the sprint goal for sprint number 2 would be for the AI sugar learning module to be published. I think that has been cooking for a bit, so it'd be good to get it out there for the rest of SSW to start working on the AI portion. And
yeah, I agree. Because we need it for brainstorming.
Yes. And we have a few things put into the sprint. We have the more Kogan Claw features, updating the channel branding for the SSW.AI YouTube channel, which got created, and yeah, this is what crystal ball one. So currently the app is on.
That probably needs to have crystal ball dash in the PBI now.
Okay, yeah, I can fix that up. Yeah, so just adding in moving stuff away from Eddie's own resources and moving it to use SSW's property. Any questions on the PBIs that we're going to tackle next sprint?
No, but you can add one more good thing onto the retro. And I thought Michael calling me early, he called me early this morning to get me to explain the difference between Kogan Claw and Sophie Claw. And I thought that was good comms. Yeah.
Calling it early to ask about the differences.
And basically the answer is Kogan Claw looked at some people's calendars, like personal calendars and Google calendars, and Sophie Claw is for everybody in SSW to look at. So theoretically, one day it might look at everybody's calendar.
Yes.
Cool. And now I'll hand it over to Michael to go through the Copilot and Claude stats.
For sure. With the Claude stats, it also followed pretty much along with what we said during our planning session. So it talked about how our goal is to get the AI Sugar Learning module published. So get your approval on that. Obviously, if you have any feedback, we can action that. And then I want to finish the Kogan Claude done video. That wasn't something we put in the sprint goal, but it caught all of our individual desired goals for the sprints throughout. And you can also see that we had a conversation about investigating MCP tool setups so that maybe we can implement it so that OpenClaw has access to send emails, but it's a deterministic way that forces the user to give confirmation before it sends it through, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to stop me anytime. But yeah, that is the gist of the Claude stats. Looking at the Copilot stats, it pretty much caught our sprint goal, which was to get your approval on the AI Sugar Learning module and then get that published to the company.
Okay.
Sweet. Is there any questions on this, or should we keep it moving?
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Great. Eddie, would you like to dive into the Tiger stats?
Absolutely, I would love to. It's easier if I take over. Hey.
Yep, go for it.
All right. So for the Tiger stats, we have 100% velocity, which is all the tasks in the sprint being completed. 9 PBIs done, 34 minutes duration, which is nice and quick, and it's even picked up our AI spend for the month. So Michael and we just mentioned that I had spent 500 and he'd spent 450, and it's added that together. Obviously, we pay fixed price.
He's saying you spent $500 in a month on AI.
Not spent, but use 500 worth of API. But it's because of the Claude plan. It's a fixed price, but you get more usage. So that's good. We're using lots of tokens, which is awesome.
But I thought Claude was $200 a month max.
$200 US a month. We're just breaking down the API usage. So there's a third-party thing that can figure out how much tokens you're using and how much that would be equivalent in terms of API costs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've looked at this already. So we'll go over to the timeline. Pretty even split, about 30% each. Not much else interesting in this section, I think. Move over to people. So it reckons we've got good technical energy, but undefined collaboration patterns, which I guess is expected for a first sprint. And there's sort of minimal cross-pollination, but we're supportive but not yet challenging each other's assumptions. I'm not sure how fair that is. But yeah, we've got some insights here. I think everyone's doing well in terms of speaking time. We're all maximizing our Tiger points. In insights, we've got high engagement, good enthusiasm, and we're aware about gaps in process. It did pick up Willow for some reason because we did mention her at the start, so it's constantly reminding us that Willow wasn't speaking in the meeting, but she wasn't in the meeting at all. And there was some good risks sort of being. So we talked about like some great things we used AI for example, using AI to find some undocumented Dynamics API stuff. And we talked about potential use cases for MCP tools in Kogan Claw. So we had a little discussion about that as well, just briefly. In terms of trends, we should start the CTF videos earlier. There should be some investigation into integrating MCP into Kogan Claw. We need to create some more PBIs for Crystal Ball, set up GitHub templates for the SSW.AI repo to get Yak Shaver working. And
sorry, why do we need MCP support in Kogan Claw?
Yeah, to sort of scope the security of send. Like, if we do want to get it sending emails, the only secure way to do that will be to set up some kind of MCP with like a confirm require confirmation property. So if right now it's just got access to the API, so it can do whatever. So that's why Michael's only given it read-only access. But if we want it to be able to write stuff and actually send emails and appointments, we'll have to explore MCP.
Yep. So right now it can draft things up, but it can't hit that send button, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure we want to, but all right.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never asked for that. I've always asked for drafts, but that's okay.
It's definitely a possibility if we want to in the future have it like send things out for us. So I think it's something worth investigating. Obviously I won't put too much time into it. There are other priorities at the moment.
It's not on the backlog at the moment, so I personally wouldn't worry about it. But you can speak to Hajir and see how he's doing that.
Yes, I've spoken with him before, and yeah, he's using the Google Workspace, which doesn't separate send and draft.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, on this page, a lot of these points are kind of not valid. But it does keep mentioning the context switching 5 products for 4 people, but that's just something we'll figure out.
When you go through this, you just want to call out the main things, not everything.
Sure.
Not all. Yeah, you can call out the bugs if you want, if it's funny, or you want Willow to fix it or whatever.
Okay. No, that's about it then.
All right. Cool.
I can get back to you, Lewis.
Yeah, so this meeting will be on the SSW.AI YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.